handling many homicides. The simple reason that there were not many homicides to investigate. I believe that the death of John Bonet was the first homicide in Boulder that year, and there were only 5 days left in the year when it happened.
Is it fair to question the Boulder Police Department's experience, ability to investigate homicides?
I don't think so. Just because you have one homicide in a year, I think is actually a sign of remarkable strength in the community.
That lack of experience procedurally created a lot of problems in the crime scene.
Quite a bit of information has come out about the police investigation the morning of December 26th. Did police search the house after the 911 call, but before the body was found?
They did a preliminary search of the house, and remember, this is a very big house.
Did they look in the room where John Ramsey said the girl's body was, or did they not?
It doesn't appear that they got down. That room was down in a part of the basement. It doesn't appear that they got to.
One of the cops did not open the door where John Bonet was lying. Major mistake, and I believe he lives with that to this day.
Another procedure question. Why was the Ramsey house not sealed off as a crime scene until several hours after the kidnapping was reported?
They had called their friends over, so you've got a house full of people. People are washing dishes. You have bagels everywhere, and orange juice and coffee. The Boulder police didn't consider that crime scene.
I should have removed all those people from the scene. That was a crime scene mistake. But at the time, it looked like a legitimate kidnapping. So I thought, well, these are the support system for the Ramseys, and I let them stay.
And why didn't police discover 6-year-old John Bonet's body instead of her father, since they were in the house several hours before she was found?
You never have somebody outside of law enforcement doing a search. Right? The role of law enforcement is to gather the facts.
John Ramsey found his daughter's body in the basement and carried it upstairs, effectively destroying the crime scene.
When Mr. Ramsey discovered her body, he pulled the duct tape off of her mouth, threw it down on the blanket that was there. There may have been some evidence on the duct tape if that wasn't removed.
Was there concern now at all that some evidence, some crucial evidence that could establish pretty firmly in court who the killer was might have been lost in those first initial minutes of discovery or not?
That can be speculated on, but all indications are that we did not lose.
Police attention on the Ramseys as suspects, I know, began on day one. And it began based on a variety of different things. And many of these things we wouldn't learn about for some time.
I know who killed John Bonet. There's no doubt in my mind who killed John Bonet. When the Boulder detective Linda Arndt did her first interview on television, she said that she felt she was face to face with the killer. His face was just inches from mine. And we had a nonverbal exchange that I'll never forget.
We didn't act right in the eyes of this so-called detective who was there that day.
How did he strike you? Cordial. Strong. Cordial.
A classic one was John was casually going through the mail, not acting right.
I remember seeing John in the kitchen, looking through his mail, and I made a note.
I was looking for another communication from the kidnapper. Mail had come through our mail slot on the door, front door, and there's a pile of letters laying there. I was looking for, is there another communication? She interpreted it as, he's just casually looking through the mail, therefore he's guilty.
was the only police officer in the house at the time when they found the body. She told me, she just suggested to John Ramsey, why don't you guys go search the house, just to kind of give him something to do.
This detective, so why don't you and your friend go through the house, see if you see anything unusual.
Linda Hart told me that John Ramsey went right down into the basement, right to the room where the body was, and found it immediately. And I think that there was a sense that that was just, if you're gonna say search the house, that was just an odd first room to go search, and then coincidentally, the body is there.
The logical place to start is the basement. That's where the easiest access would be to the house.
She said John Ramsey looked at her, and she said she saw in his eyes, and she just said the look in his eyes scared her and made her fear for her own safety.
I remember, and I wore a shoulder holster, tucking my gun right next to me and consciously counting out that 18 bullets, because I didn't know if we'd all be alive when people showed up.
I saw it in John's eyes. I knew he was the killer. It's crazy. And, but that's how I got started.
I knew what happened.
I don't know if it was that day or the next day, but I got and I wouldn't take calls, you could hardly function. But our friends got a call. They said, this is a fellow that works for you. He said he needs to talk to you. So I answered the phone, and it was one of our employees. He said, I was told by someone inside the system to get this message to you. They believe you killed your daughter, and you need to get the best defense attorney you can get your hands on. I was shocked.
The father, John Ramsey, has hired a well-known criminal lawyer, and a Denver newspaper reports he will not talk to police.
They hired lawyers immediately. And that just seemed weird. Here, this family has a little girl murdered in their home. They're having the lawyers talk to the cops. I think there was a sense that perhaps there was a reason they were doing that.
The average American, thinking of their child being killed, would say, what do you got against talking to the police? You should want this solved tomorrow.
All we saw was that the Ramseys weren't talking to anyone. Why aren't they on the police department's doorstep offering up anything they can, any little piece of information they can? Why are they running?
Those parents still have not sat down and formally been interviewed by the police about their own child's murder. What do people in Boulder think?
Well, I think there's a growing concern around here that that's the case. I don't think the Boulder police have treated them any differently. I think they're trying to get them in there. It's just that they have this team that's protecting them at this point.
We met with our new attorneys, and they said, look, you gotta be careful talking to the police. We're like, come on, we don't, they gotta see that and understand that. But our attorneys told us, they said, look, you don't understand how this works. There's a lot of innocent people in prison today because their defense attorneys let them talk to the police. But we gave them just everything they asked for: blood samples, DNA samples, whatever they asked for, records, all of our credit card, anything they asked for, we gave to them.
The doors of Atlanta's Peachtree Presbyterian Church opened hundreds of times this morning. Family and friends of 6-year-old Jean-Benet Ramsey came by to pay final respects to the Marietta native.
Jean-Benet was going to be buried in Atlanta next to my oldest daughter.
I can tell you that the heart of God is broken by the tragic death of Jean-Benet Ramsey.
As the service ended, the Ramseys walked to their child's casket and kneeled before it.
I mean, I would have been happy to die, quite frankly, to relieve the pain.
I really didn't get on the street until they were in Atlanta for the burial. We were starting to get statements from a PR firm instead of from the Ramseys or their attorneys themselves. And it smelled a little funny, and we were like, what is going on?
We were in Atlanta for John Benet's funeral, and our friends in Boulder were absolutely insistent that we go in front of the media. They said, you've got to do it. You're starting to be accused of murder, and you've got to defend yourself. I'm like, okay.
Why did you decide you wanted to talk now?
Well, we've been pretty isolated, totally isolated for the last 5 days, and but we've sensed from our friends that this tragedy has touched not just ourselves and our friends, but many people.
Why are they doing interviews with CNN if they're not going to do a formal interview, sit down with the Boulder police if they want to find the killer of their child?
If anyone knows anything, please help us. For the safety of all the children.